Welcome to Creepy Conversations. If you haven't listened to our shorty, we released it last Tuesday. Monday?
Well, if you're in Asia, it's going to be Tuesday, but then if you're on the other side of the world, it's Monday.
It's Monday, yeah. So yeah, we released it last Monday, and it's a follow-up on our last episode, so y'all better listen, because that's the only shorty that Nikki and I are gonna be recording together, probably our last shorty.
You make it sound so final. It's like, this is gonna be the
Last.
first and last, so y'all better listen.
Sense of urgency, guys, to force them to listen.
To be fair, we also don't know when our next time is gonna be. We didn't even plan this. We were just like, you know what, I think this is better as shorty together, so let's do it.
Yeah.
We never have plans.
Never. And the reason why we're recording so late than the usual, because we started talking about shit and had a meeting in the middle of like recording. The fuck?
We forgot our agenda. Instead of like recording, we were just like, oh, hey, let's talk about our plans, because we decided it was a good time to plan for some
And
reason.
speaking of forgetting, I feel like we've forgotten that we're recording and we're like derailing this episode,
Right.
you guys.
Even forgot to introduce ourselves. I'm Nikki.
Yes, I'm Kalai. So, I don't think our voices sound the same.
No, but like, I mean, if you're new, you probably
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know who's who.
Just so you know, throughout this whole episode, Kalai is the one who's gonna be messing up her words. Because that's how I'm built.
I'm probably gonna mess up some words too, but not. I
As
mean,
much
it's
as-
gonna be less obvious because I'm gonna do less of the talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are we gonna be talking about today?
Oh, right. We're going to be talking about the urban legends surrounding the San Juanico Bridge in the Philippines. So, yeah, I wanted to do this as a shorty at first, but then I realized that it's kind of long. And I also wanted our episode to be lighter because, I don't know, I felt like the previous episode was kind of heavy, but whatever.
It wasn't
Yeah.
kinda. It was like extremely heavy because I'm having like episode hangover, if that's a thing. From it. Because it's like, I gotta figure this out.
Yeah, actually still want to talk about it. Like, let's solve it together.
Same. But then, oh my god, it's gonna take us ages to talk about it. So let's not.
Yeah. Anyway, back to our episode. Sources for this episode: Manila Times, the site Vegatin Tourism.
What?
I don't know, that's the name of the site. Philippine Urban Legends, Inquirer, and the YouTube dude called Alam Nyo Bato, and then Wikipedia, of course.
YouTube dude. What? He
I
wasn't
forgot his
special enough.
That's the name of his channel. He covers like Philippine stuff. So if you want to learn more about our like scary shit and whatever our culture, you can check him out. But he doesn't speak English, so maybe not.
We'll do the translations for you.
So if you're not familiar of what San Juanico Bridge is, so it's a bridge that connects the island of Leyte and Samar. It's located in the mid-eastern region of the Philippines. It links the city of Tacloban to the town of Santa Rita in Samar, and it passes over the San Juanico Strait. Gonna give like a quick background. It was first called the Marcos Bridge because it was built under his administration. During the mid-1960s, the former President Ferdinand Marcos made the decision to build the bridge over the strait. It's also the longest bridge in the Philippines, spanning across a body of water measuring 2,164 meters in total length. There's also like a quick controversy behind the bridge. So the 10th president of the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos, built the bridge as a personal gift to his wife Imelda, extra dude, using public funds taken through the controversial Marcos-Japanese ODA scandal.
How do you find someone like that? Where can I date you?
Yeah, like, if he ain't building bridges for me, he ain't the one.
It's like, why even?
But also, we're not tolerating this shit, but you know what we mean. So, the bridge was also inaugurated. What the fuck? Take a shot if she messes up. But yeah, it was inaugurated on July 2nd, 1973, on the birthday of Imelda Marcos. The bridge also shows the initial letter L and letter S. If you look at the bridge from an aerial or bird's eye view, you can make out the shape of the letter L on the part near Leyte and then S on the part going to Samar. But the entire bridge is like shaped as an S. Why? They just wanted to spend more.
Oh my god. I think I know why, but it's alleged, okay? I mean, if you need more materials, then you can kick back on more money.
Yeah, that's funds. Exactly it. Allegedly. That's
alleged.
What the historians say. Okay, blame them. Sue them. But yeah, that's for the bridge engineers out there that love bridge specifics.
What?
Also, the San Juanico Bridge term during martial law in the Philippines under the then President Ferdinand Marcos. We're going to be mentioning him quite a lot in this episode. Military personnel who conducted tortures referred one particular method as the San Juanico Bridge, which what they do is a person being beaten while the victim's head and feet lay on separate beds and the body is suspended to form a bridge, which was like also another form of torture. That's what they did before. The bridge is also featured in a famous movie franchise in the Philippines called Shake, Rattle, and Roll 6. So it's like one of the longest horror movie franchise in the Philippines. Yeah.
How many were
like 12 now?
Fuck. That shit scared me as a kid. It's probably not as scary now if you watch it because like the prosthetics and everything else was shit. But the story, it's still fun to watch because it's really about like the fear of our culture. That's not how you say it. The fear that we have as a culture. But yeah, in the movie, the story tells of a ghost of a child named Mauro Flores who was killed in the bridge and continuously haunt and induces other children to jump over the bridge because he wants to have other playmates. That's why he like hypnotizes the other kids to jump from the bridge. Anyway, now there are a lot of urban legends surrounding the bridge, as I said earlier, which is probably the title of this episode. So at the time the bridge was being constructed, okay, so there are 3 parts of the bridge because it's like shaped as an S. So there are like 2 major foundations. Right.
Yeah, that's it. So the first 2 parts of the bridge were constructed without any issues. Like it went through smoothly. The third part, they had a lot of issues like cement being unable to dry properly. Part of the bridge would collapse to the river, and I saw pictures like literally the whole ass bridge, like the road of the bridge is like in the water. Like part of it is in the water because it fell. It sunk. Yes. Yeah. It sunk. Yeah. And what do you call this? There's also like another incident where you know those metal cables that support the bridge?
Yep.
It like snapped off and like it broke off. So like the other part of the bridge was like the term for that.
What is like tilted?
Tilted. Doesn't have support.
Y'all, you guys should be on Patreon so you can see how animated we get when we can't explain ourselves. Like we just talk with our hands and you guys can't see. Y'all are missing out.
But yeah, you can see me mess up a lot. Anyway, so another issue at the time during the construction, and this is where the urban legends like started. A lot of children reportedly went missing in Samar and Leyte at that time. So according to the locals or rumors, the disappearances only stopped when the construction of the bridge was finished. And because of this, tales started swirling. So according to the tales, the blood of the children were mixed to the foundation to make the structure stronger, which I think, you know, now, knowing what we know, it's not going to make it stronger.
What is the science behind this? Is there some certain composition in the blood of children that, like, I don't know, for some reason strengthens cement? What?
Yeah, it's not science, it's superstition. So they also believe that parts of the bodies were also added to the cement mix, which once it decays, it's not gonna be good. That's not gonna make the foundation stronger.
And you have to wait for the body to decay. Like, what?
Yeah, it's gonna make the foundation bad once the bodies start decaying. So yeah, that's the rumor. Allegedly, they were like street children and like they were offered in a ritual. That's the reason why the bridge is haunted. So the urban legend goes Imelda Marcos was in charge of building the bridge, and so she wanted to make sure that the bridge was finished because they made like a huge spectacle out of it. Like it was supposed to be her birthday gift and all that shit. And so she consulted a manghuhula, which is like
Fortune teller.
yeah, a fortune teller, not in the Philippines. Outside in the outside world.
Outside world!
I'm sorry, my brain is weird. But yeah, the manghuhula confirmed what she was already suspecting. Wait, why are there two terms? So there's manghuhula and there's mangkukulam. They're different, right? There's
They
a mangkukulam
are.
who can be a manghuhula, but you can't be a manghuhula that's a mangkukulam. Yeah, that's it. So anyway, let's just keep it as the psychic told them, or the shaman told them, that there were beings from another dimension that didn't approve of the construction because it disturbed their nature. And that's the reason why the third part of the bridge kept
Falling.
falling off, because the other beings would like disturb it. She said that the bridge would never be finished unless the blood of the children would be spilled on the foundation. So, Imelda, because she's the first lady, she ordered street children to be kidnapped and their throats were slit on the bridge location and their bodies would be thrown into the river. When that didn't work, instead of just spreading the blood on the bridge, the blood itself was mixed to the cement by the construction workers. And when that also didn't work, they took babies, and like the scarier version is that the bodies of the babies were dropped into the cement mixer because they believed that the baby's blood like were cleaner and purer.
Pure.
Yeah, so that the sacrifices would be like better.
You know what? They just needed a very good engineer. Like, clearly he did not know his math and physics. That's why the bridge kept falling.
That's true. And I suspect because, you know, there was like corruption happening that the third part of the bridge was like they were lacking like materials. So maybe the cement, like they poured more water in the cement because they lacked materials.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of reasons for this to go wrong.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the more logical reason. Yeah. So others say that the success of the bloody rituals for San Juanico Bridge, because eventually it did like work, they were able to construct the bridge as it is right now. The bloody rituals encouraged Imelda to do the same for their other bridges and buildings. Like the only constant detail was like to use street children as like a sacrifice. Now, like just a side note, the Marcoses did have multiple projects under their name because of dictatorship and because Marcos was the president for 20 years, so what the fuck else would he be doing, right? So he would be making shit. And most of these like these major projects that were constructed allegedly involve bloodshed. Like the highway, like one of like the most expensive highways in Asia had bloodshed as well, and like other buildings. Like that's the urban legend behind the Marcoses. Allegedly, right?
Yeah.
I doubt that they would.
I think like people are just trying to connect things. They probably were doing something on the side, not necessarily related to the constructions, but people are like, oh, this is happening at the same time, so it's probably linked.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
feel
know
like
why.
that's the thing. Yeah. Also because they were the worst, so I think that's why the people made up stories about them. They were like, nah, we don't fuck with them, so that's what they get.
So there's also another urban legend connected to the San Juanico Bridge story. A mermaid or a diwata, basically like a river fairy, who lived in the river, saw the bodies of the children that were being tossed out and was saddened by it, and she cursed Imelda. So the First Lady grew scales on her legs and she smelled fishy. And that's the reason why she wears long skirts and bathe as often as possible. Because she's known to like shower for like 3
She's
to
known
4
for being
times a day.
extra.
Yeah, she's known for being extra. And she wears like the classic Maria Clara outfit with the long skirts and shit. And they believe that that's the reason because she has scales.
For all we know, she developed like what, psoriasis or
Yeah,
eczema.
like scientifically that could be the issue. But
then-
people are like making shit up.
She's now scaly. Serves her right though. Should we maybe
That's
we
what
should
she
edit
get? No.
that?
She knows she deserves it. Whoops. Anyway, while the disappearances of the children like were never proven to be connected to the construction of the bridge, and I tried to like look it up.
Mm-hmm.
I guess because it was like during the 80s and because the media was controlled by certain government, that's why it wasn't reported. So is there truth to that? Yes and no. So I read in the articles that whoever created this urban legend probably just wanted to scare off street kids, because when the construction happened, it was such a big thing that like kids would constantly visit the construction site.
Mm-hmm.
And so like maybe that's the reason why they made up those stories to scare the kids. And there's also like a little truth in the blood thing, in the sense that in the Philippines, like we do have the tradition of sacrificing an animal, usually a chicken, when we're like cutting down trees.
Yeah.
We break the soil in a place because we believe, even though we're very religious, we just do it in case there are other beings living there.
I mean, you can't take away roots, honestly. No matter how much people try to instill in us some Christianity or whatnot, we came from an animist history.
Yeah.
So
Our beliefs have been passed on for generations.
yeah.
So yeah, maybe the blood that they saw being mixed in the mixer was from the chicken, and they thought that it was like children's blood, and they made up the story. Also, why would you mix blood in whatever? They probably saw like blood marks on the bridge, and because it was like the chicken that they spilled, and people thought that, oh shit, that's like children's blood.
It's like bleeding. No, but I mean, like, we do crazy shit. Don't we have this thing when you have your birthday and I'm not really sure what goes on, but it's still like chicken's blood?
Yeah, either chicken or pig's blood. Usually when you make lechon. Lechon is like the huge roasted, like the whole roasted pig. Once you kill that, you wipe the blood on the birthday person. Yeah, we have weird.
That's fucking morbid. Do people,
Yeah.
I think people still do that until now.
Yeah, people still do that until now. And like you have to eat pancit or like noodles on your birthday for long life. We
That
still
one
do
we
that.
got from the Chinese.
Yeah, we
Because the
still do
Chinese
that to
people
this
do
day.
that here.
Yeah. I don't know why. What's up with the noodles? The noodles are like,
I have no idea. It's just to get you fat. It's like feeding the kids some more
oh,
carbs.
probably.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
why are we talking about this? But that's the thing here in the Philippines. We still do the blood thing during birthdays. Oh, another thing, it just reminded me, because this happened to me. When a girl has her first period, they wipe the blood from her underwear on her face.
Like the very first.
Yeah, the very first thing on the underwear. They wipe it on your face so that she won't get acne on her face. It's to prevent the girl from getting acne in the future.
That's probably why I have bad skin, because my mom never forced me to wipe Menarche on my face.
That shit happened to me and I was not happy. I was like, and I cried.
But Kalai has really good skin, so it's probably true.
Wait, but that happened to my sister too. I mean, her skin isn't bad, but it's not good. I'm talking shit about my sister. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
Let's just get back to the bridge.
Damn superstitious. But anyway, now it's time for like another throwback to the old creepy conversations format. It's tea time. So the stories that surround San Juanico Bridge, according to the locals, that if you're driving at nighttime, you should never stop for anything or anyone at the San Juanico Bridge because there are ghosts there. And because also Samar and Leyte got hit by one of the biggest typhoons that ever hit the Philippines, Typhoon Haiyan, and that had a lot of casualties, and they believe that because of that, a lot of the ghosts hang out in the San Juanico Bridge, like, because it's like over water. So there are stories of drivers seeing a child standing alone in San Juanico. Like, it's the most common. I looked at like forums, and that's most of the stories. Like, they would drive down and then they would see like a child standing. But there was one that was actually caught on camera. So
Oh shit.
yeah, and I saw it, and fuck, it was,
Why did you watch it? I would never.
because I was like, let me see if it's real. Then I was like,
love
oh
that.
shit. But yeah,
Just reminded me that one of our patrons, he sent me a TikTok video of a similar incident, but it was in Japan. That's the shorty that I'll be covering, by the way. And
Ew.
I never clicked the video. I told him, like, thank you so much for your suggestion. I will cover this as a shorty, but I will have to wait until daybreak because I cannot watch this.
Oh, I watched the video during daytime because no fucking way am I gonna watch it at night.
For sure.
So the incident where they caught the ghost on camera, so the person that posted it, a Filipina actress named Myrtle Sarosa. Like, we have so many actresses in the Philippines that I don't know.
I don't know her.
I don't
It's
know
like
her.
Mariah Carey is like, I don't know her.
I don't know her. Myrtle, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
We're sorry.
We don't watch TV. So yeah, the actress revealed on Facebook that she and her team had an encounter with a ghost while they were on the road to support a school advocacy tour. So they were stranded in eastern Samar for 2 days because of a typhoon. So they had to turn back because their route to Tacloban Airport was already flooded, and the floods were reached. The floods reached. I'm sorry, my brain is like panicking. But yeah,
It's like, I have hit capacity.
you have been talking too much on this day. But yeah, it reached 6 feet, so they can't pass through it at all. And their other route that they were supposed to take was covered with landslide. While on the road, Sarosa described their path that they went on had no street lamps, and most of the area that they were crossing was like uninhabited. As they were passing the bridge at 12:40 a.m., they saw a child wearing a bluish-white shirt, probably around 10 years old, in the middle of the road. Sarasa recalled. She said that the little kid was in a crouching position, and I saw the video.
I don't like that.
It was in a crouching position, and it was holding the back of his head. It looked like it was trying to cover its ears or something. Like, it was crouching and covering his
Maybe he
ears.
was scared. Because you know how you are when you're scared? You're kind of like, I just don't want to deal.
Yes, that's what it was doing, and it was in the middle of the road. The kid was alone. And then she said they could not believe what they saw since there were no houses in the area. And she said, he was just there when we crossed our car. It wasn't normal. She also said, we screamed because not just I, but most of us in the car saw him. Sarasa described their reaction upon seeing the child. Like, when you watch the video, you will literally hear them say, oh my God! Like, they were screaming. And then, like, in the video, one of the people that she was with said, like, don't stop, because they were probably afraid that whatever the kid might do. So she said, we wanted to stop and come back because we couldn't believe what we saw. So we decided to check the dash cam to see if there was really a child. And after checking the footage, there was just like a white blob-like figure that disappears after a few seconds. I'm not sure if the video that she uploaded was from the dash cam, because the child didn't seem to disappear, and it did form. Like, the thing wasn't a white blob like figure. It
Like, you could tell
literally
it's a
was a
human
child.
being.
Yeah. Yeah, and then their volunteer driver said that there was nothing new about it. Like, to see spirits was like a normal thing for them when you pass by San Juanico Bridge. Spirits that passed away, especially after Typhoon Haiyan or Yolanda. She said, we wanted to stop the car because we really wanted to make sure that it was real, but we were warned not to stop at all during the trip because the areas that we were crossing were in the New People's Army. It's infested with like terrorists.
Right.
By the way, to those that aren't familiar, New People's Army or NPA, they're labeled as a terrorist by our government because they're rebels and they kidnap people and like take their stuff and shit.
And they're armed.
Yeah, and they're armed. That's why they're called an army. That was a bad joke. Anyway, so back to Myrtle. She said, I still can't get him out of my mind. I saw his pale white face and how his hands and arms traveled from the back to his face because the kid tried to cover its face.
Like, from his ear to his face.
His face, yeah. And then she said, I don't know. Up until now, I still think about it. If he really was just a spirit, I hope he can find rest. If he was a child, will my conscience forever haunt me? I watched the video, as I said earlier. I feel like it could have been a kid, but I was too scared because you know how dash cams are.
They're grainy and they're shitty.
Yeah, they're
quality.
grainy. Yeah, it kind of looks like a video that's in night vision, but it's not in night vision.
Mhm.
It's almost like that. So the kid looked like it
Even
was wearing
scarier.
all white, and its skin was truly fucking pale that you can hardly like tell where his features are. And I couldn't see its face also because of how the resolution of the video was. But you could see it move a little bit, and yeah. I just found the video funny because of how they were screaming. Because they were literally all like, oh my god! Like, screaming. And
But
they
I think that
noticed...
would be us if that happened to us.
Yeah.
We'd probably be like, oh my god, I don't want to be near the windows, the doors.
Oh
or
my
like,
god. That's so true. Like, and what if they stop and the kid would suddenly run towards the car? Like, no, thank you. Like,
even worse, you don't even see it move. Like, when you look back
oh
and then
my
it
god.
just disappears, and then when you look in front, it's like, hi.
Yeah, that's
I am
fucking
having
scary.
goosebumps. I
Me
scared
too.
myself.
I scared myself too. But yeah, I was about to say something. Jesus. According to the police in Samar, because they watched the video, and then they identified that it was a child with ASD, and it lived in like one of the nearby houses. And according to them, the house can't be seen by the actress and her group because it was behind the woods. But in the video, you cannot see anything behind. It was literally at the end of the bridge. Like, there's nothing there probably. And the kid was just crouching there. Like, weren't the parents looking for the kid? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to picture out how this looked like. Because if you just say the kid was crouching on the bridge, right?
At the end of the bridge.
End of the bridge. It doesn't sound as scary, but I think it will make more sense if, like,
Watch
I
the
watch the video. But I
'Cause there's
don't
nothing
want to
there.
as well.
But I do get it. It could have been a kid that was walking around near the end of the bridge and it got, like, scared of the light of the car. Because I think they were going a little bit fast because, you know, they knew that they weren't supposed to stop. But why did it fucking crouch? Like, why didn't it walk away or shit? Like, it was crouching, man, and it was, like, holding its ear and then, like, trying to cover its face. Like, or maybe, like, the kid knew that he was trolling, like he was trying to scare people at the same time.
That could be it. Because, like, I'm pretty sure we do that when we were kids. We were little shits.
Yeah. But my question is, like, why wasn't the kid afraid of, like, the darkness? Because According to her, there
He's
were
probably used to it.
like street lights and yeah, that's true.
I mean, like, if he lived there, he's probably used to it, which makes it even freakier.
Right? Like, why would you do that? What's
Why
your
would you
deal?
be out? I know, right? It's like, what's your deal, kid?
Why are you out at 12:40 a.m.? And the scary thing was they noticed the figure from afar, but they were all like, huh. And then when they like slowly approached where the kid was like crouching, then they realized that, oh shit, this isn't like a reflection or whatever. Like, this is actually
Something.
a thing that's formed like a child. But yeah, according to the police, it's not a ghost. It's just a kid. Also, the video that I watched, one of like I think she was like a counselor or something in Samar, and she was like, well, if you're the parent of a kid who has ASD, you should tell your neighbors that your kid has ASD, so in case like he or she roams around, you can inform.
Does weird
like,
shit.
And I was like, I thought you didn't have any neighbors. Like, I thought this was just like a house behind the woods. Like,
Right.
why? You know what I mean?
Which is even more sus.
Right? And near the strait, the San Juanico Strait.
Yeah. It's not weird that they have a house there. What's weird is, why are they the only ones?
Maybe they just don't want to be near people.
But, I mean, that's not really a choice.
Also, I do understand because 12:40 a.m., the parents are probably asleep at that time. Maybe they didn't notice that the kid
Snuck out.
yeah, and like maybe the kid got scared of the car that was approaching and didn't know what to do and decided to like crouch down, right?
I don't even want to picture it because I'm just thinking,
But
what if
he
I was
crouched
in
down
that
in the middle
position?
of like, so there are 2 lanes in the road. They were on the other side and the kid was crouching in the middle of the other side.
What the fuck?
I suggest you
Yeah.
guys watch it. I think I'll include the link in the website. I'll just include the screenshot and then you decide if you want to watch the video or not. At least you know that there's like an image of it. And yeah. Also, if you guys have stories about, not specifically in San Juanico, but if you have bridge stories.
I mean, that'd be cool though if it were in the San
Yes,
Juanico
if
Bridge.
it if you're from the Philippines and you're listening right now and you had an experience, even though you're not from Samar, but you passed by there because it is a tourist spot, let us know, you guys.
Honestly, maybe we could ask our friends because we have a few friends who are from that area. I don't know if they'd pass by it, but
I think they do because it's the only bridge there.
yeah, I mean, it's so prominent. We have a couple of friends who live in Leyte.
Yeah, whatever. Let's ask them and let's see if they have or they know ghost stories. Because most of the ghost stories that I found are really just like them driving and then they see a kid standing and so they speed up and then when they look at the rear view mirror, the kid's
It's
gone.
gone.
Like, it's better
Is it
that
always
way
a
rather
kid?
than, yeah, it's always a kid. It's better that way. That's why they believe that the blood thing was real, because it's always a kid that's haunting the bridge.
For all we know, it's the same kid over and over again, and it's not even
Throughout
like,
the years, that bridge has been there since the 80s.
true.
Maybe it's like a tradition for them. Like, yo, let's scare peeps so that they won't stop. You know what I mean?
What if it's like a generational thing?
Yeah,
It's
that
like
is
you
so
pass
cool.
down from generation to generation. It's like, kid, this is your responsibility now until you're 10 years old. Yeah, I think probably 10 because after that you don't look like a kid anymore.
The kid, yeah, that's true. Like, you have to scare the people that pass by this bridge so that you won't create traffic. All right?
Can you imagine if there's like literally a training for it? They groom the kids to do a certain thing
Sad
at a
straight.
certain time.
And what you need to do so that when they look at their rear view mirrors or whatever, you have to hide in this specific part of the bridge so that
So
when
they don't see you.
they don't see you yet. And if ever they turn around, they can't see you. Like, it's a whole syndicate of like a family scaring people.
Do we still get stories of that in recent years?
Yeah, and it's known.
Wow.
It's like an accident-prone area because it is shaped as an S. So if you speed by, like
blind curbs.
yeah, like outside my house, a blind curve, and there's an accident almost every day. But yeah, there's always accidents, and they always blame like they saw a kid and shit like that. That's
For
the
all we
reason
know,
why.
it was like the headlights of upcoming vehicles, and they're like, "No shit, I went too fast." I don't know.
Yeah, but in the case of like Myrtle, her name, Moaning Myrtle.
Yeah.
But yeah, in their case, there weren't like other cars in the area. Like it was just them, and then like the side of the bridge, the kid, and then darkness. That's it.
Why would you want to go through that?
Because
Who
they had
decides to drive at that time?
They needed to go home, and there was a storm, and their roads were blocked, so that's why they had to go through that way. But yeah, San Juanico Bridge is also part of like the Pan Trans Central Highway that's connected. That
Sorry, when you said pan trans, I was thinking like LGBTQ community. I'm like, what is she talking about?
no, I think I'm wrong. Wait, let me check. What was it? I think it's
my gay is
Pan
showing.
Philippine Pan Philippine Highway. That's the name of the highway where it connects. Like it's the highway where you can travel from Luzon to the Visayas without riding a boat. Like you can just land travel through that.
I didn't realize we had that.
What? No. Yeah, it isn't like a common thing. But yeah, we do have that, and a lot of people do road trips like through that highway.
How long does it take? It's probably like a long ass
Days.
road.
It takes days.
Yeah.
That's why like people do like road trips so that they can stop by like the towns and check out like the culture in this town or whatever.
Oh my god, we should do that.
Yeah, I actually want to do that in the future when there's no more ghosts. No, when there's no more COVID.
It's like COVID, take a backseat because we're more scared of the ghosts. I find
The
it
ghosts
so
are like,
amazing.
what? I'm afraid of you guys.
Oh. I'm amazed by stories like this, like especially hauntings happening after a
Tragedy?
let's call it that. That's not the word I'm looking for.
We're
but
really
it's
like doing we're guessing.
guess the word. Y'all just type it in there, message us on what the word I'm looking for is. I'm pretty sure you guys know. But yeah, that, because my shorty is also something along those lines.
Is it after the tsunami?
Yes.
Was it the one where the
But no,
taxi
you're gonna spill all the details.
Is
and
it
they
the
wouldn't have
taxi
a
thing?
reason to. I'm not
Wait, no,
gonna
let me
confirm.
just. Is it? Because
I'll
I
tell
saw
you-
that fucking video.
I'm gonna.
Anyway, if you have stories, Okay, so it's not it. You guys check out Nikki's Shorty, which will be released. Is it gonna be released on Patreon?
Yes, only it's an exclusive.
Yeah, so y'all better check it out. So yeah, what was I supposed to say? Oh yeah, if you have any stories, please email it to us at creepyconvos@gmail.com or submit it to our website, creepyconvos.com. We prioritize those that are submitted in the website. And
Yes.
is that it? No, follow us.
No, I'd rather they subscribe to us on Spotify,
Yes.
iTunes, or wherever you listen to your podcasts
Yes.
to.
And also leave us a review because that will help us. Please.
For realsies. And don't forget to follow us on our socials. That's at Creepy Convos for Facebook and Twitter, and at Creepy Conversations on Instagram. And thanks for creeping, you fucking creeper.
And remember, there could be ghosts in the streets outside your
my
home, and the
God.
government is always watching you.
Bye.
Bye.